Hey everybody, today we are going to be talking about the number one reason we are struggling with our weight loss, the number one thing that is keeping us back from reaching our wellness goal, the number one main reason, numero uno, that Big Pharma, the pharmacy industry, does not want you to know, that will revolutionize the way that you are losing weight, the way that you look at your health, the way that you are viewing your fitness. And we're going to get into it today. I'm going to break it all down for you, completely free of charge. This caused me so much pain, so much anguish. I went through so many trials and tribulations before learning this information, and just struggling with the loss of my mom at the age of 21, the loss of my father 5 years later, and just not understanding why they had left me so young, what was the reason why they were not at their top health, why they received the diseases that they received, and just not understanding my struggles, what was going on with my weight while I was trying different things and studying different things and not getting the results that I wanted. This is the number one thing that really made the difference once I had this information, and I'm giving it to you guys completely free of charge. So make sure you stay tuned for the entire video. I'm breaking it down for you because now that I have this information, I love sharing it with other ladies, other people who are on their wellness journey. I know when I was struggling, when I was at the beginning of my journey, when I was trying to look for more information, a lot of times I would have loved to see a video like this, but they just were not out there. So now I'm so happy to give this information so that you guys can have it, and we can all together take charge of our health, take charge of our weight, and really take it to the next level. So today what we're going to be discussing is nutrient starvation. Nutrient starvation. I know some of you, this may be the first time you've ever heard of that. I'm going to break it down. Don't worry. Stay tuned. You're going to have all the information you need from this video. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is, number one, what the heck is nutrient starvation? What is it? I'm going to break it down, let you know exactly what it is. Number two, how does it even affect our bodies? How does nutrient starvation affect our bodies? And number three, I'll break down how you can use this information to skyrocket your wellness goals and really lose weight. So I'm going to break down to you how it affects your weight loss. So number one, we're going to talk about what nutrient starvation is, so you have a great understanding, you really understand it without having to go through the school, the courses, the training, and all those things that I went through as a natural health advocate. You'll have this information completely free of charge, giving it to y'all for the low. Okay, so what nutrient starvation is, how it affects our bodies, and what we can do to help skyrocket our weight loss, and how it's gonna change our wellness goals. Okay, so before we get into all that, let me just give you a quick background story just to make it easier for you to understand as far as nutrient starvation. And this story is going to be about a little boy named George. So with George, he had two loving parents. His parents were actually married for 3 years before he even came along. They were married for the first 2 years of their marriage. They were happy. They were a young couple in their honeymoon stage, so excited to be together, just in love and enjoying each other. And then they started trying for children. They tried, and they were actually not able to conceive right away. They made sure that they prayed. They stayed praying, fasting, asking God, holding on to their faith. They were really at the end of their rope, thinking maybe a different route would be the way that they would go, that maybe having their own children was not in the plans for them. Maybe that was not something that they would be able to do. They were actually looking into adoption, and then George came into the picture. So they were so ecstatic, so elated when they found out that they were pregnant. They both said they would be happy if it was a girl, if it was a boy, it didn't matter. They were just so happy about the pregnancy, and the baby was, on the way. So they were very happy about that. Once they found out they were having a boy, they decided to name the boy after their grandfather, and his name was George. There you had it, George. Okay, so George was born to two adoring parents. They were so happy, greeted him as he came into the world. He was healthy, he was happy. There was only one little hiccup. George was actually born with a degenerative cataract condition that was very rare, that actually caused blindness. So from birth, George was not able to see. He was blind from birth. That is the only thing. They were super happy about it. They talked to the doctors, tried to find out if, super happy about the pregnancy, not about the blindness. They talked to the doctor, see if it was something they could do. At the time, there was no options for them. So they raised George with loving, caring support, and they taught him to be very independent. And George actually had no idea that he was even missing anything for years. It was actually the 5th year of his life before he even found out that he was missing anything. He was 5 years old. It was the summer of his 5th year. He was outside playing with one of the neighborhood boys. Just, running, playing, getting into stuff, making up their own games, being hyper, jumping around, bouncing off the walls. You know how little boys do. In general, just running amok. And their moms were just happy they were outside doing it instead of inside the house doing it, bouncing off the walls. So they were playing, they were having fun. It was George and his friend Tyrell. Tyrell, actually forgetting that George couldn't see, tossed him a ball. As soon as he did it, he realized his mistake and he yelled out, "Hey George, heads up, look out, the ball's gonna hit you." And that is exactly what happened. The ball hit George right upside the head, and luckily it was pretty soft ball. It bounced off. He wasn't really damaged, more his pride than anything. But that is the day that changed his life forever, because he went home and he talked to his mom. He asked her, he was just wondering, "Mom, how can Tyrell know something's gonna happen to me before I know it's gonna happen to me?" He was really confused. He really wanted his mom to explain the situation to him. And that is the day that she had been dreading. She had been dreading it, but at the same time, she had been preparing for it. She knew she had to give George an explanation that he could understand and put it in terms that he would be able to understand. So she took George by the hand, she sat him down, and got him ready for a very serious conversation. She told him, "George, hold out your left hand and put up a finger for each one of these items." And she named off the 5 senses that all human beings have. So George put up his finger and his mom counted off the sense: sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, all 5 senses together. And then she told him, "Now George, put down one of the fingers." And he put down one of the fingers. She gently tied that finger with a piece of string. Then she proceeded to explain to him, "Now, all human beings are born with 5 senses that they can relate to the world. You were born with 4 senses, so you're missing one of the senses. You're missing sight." She explained to him they still loved him. He was amazing. He could have his life and he was a blessing, but he would have to go through life without that 5th sense, and that would dramatically affect his life. And the thing that was so amazing is that she loved him so much. She explained it to him in a way that he could understand, that he was able to grasp, that he was missing something very, very critical and crucial from his life that would affect the rest of his days on this earth. Now, I know y'all are thinking, "Okay, Tori, this is interesting and all, But what the heck are we talking about this for? Why are we even learning about George? What does this have to do with nutrient starvation? And what does this have to do with weight loss, wellness, and me being able to let go of this fat? I'm on here trying to find some tips on how I can take my weight loss to the next level. You over here talking about little boys getting hit upside the head with a ball. Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you because it's actually exactly what a lot of us are going through. A lot of us are just like George, going through life and not realizing that we're missing something very crucial that's affecting our whole lives, and we have no idea. George had no idea he was even blind until his mom had to explain to him after he got hit upside the head with that ball. So that's how a lot of us are. We're going through life with a handicap without even realizing that we have that handicap. And that handicap is nutrient starvation. Nutrient starvation, we're going to break it down what it is right now. Nutrients, just to let you know, nutrients are vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals that your body needs to function, to live, to grow, to be healthy, to have a healthy metabolism, to maintain a healthy weight. Everything, all the functions of your body are controlled by the nutrients you intake. Nutrient starvation is when your body doesn't have the proper nutrients that it needs to do what it needs to do. Nutrient starvation means that your cells are actually starving for nutrients, not for food, for nutrients, for vitamins and minerals. So, when your body doesn't have the proper nutrients, the proper vitamins and minerals, then it holds on to fat storage, which leads to rolls, fat, stomach, gut, roly-poly, all those things that we want to get rid of and that we are not happy about. And calories, holding on to calories, which leads to calorie hoarding. We don't want that. That's no good, okay? That's actually your body's defense mechanism when it's not getting the proper nutrients, and calorie hoards and fat storage are its defense mechanism. The two things that are messing up your weight loss, that are keeping you from reaching your goals, which are affecting your health, is when your body goes into that defense mode. And it doesn't matter if you are vegan, vegetarian, if you are living a keto lifestyle, if you're eating regular food or regular diet, if you're eating a keto diet, if you're eating paleo diet, it doesn't really matter which lifestyle you choose. You have to give yourself the proper nutrients, and if you do not, it's going to cause problems. It's going to affect your metabolism, it's going to affect your digestion, it's going to make it very difficult for you to regulate your weight, and it's going to keep you from reaching your wellness goals. So that's how we are just like George, going through life not realizing that we have this handicap, having no idea, but it's affecting us so traumatically, it's affecting us immensely, and we have no idea. But there is great news. It is awesome to let you know right now. That's what nutrient starvation is. It is when your body, your actual cells, which are the building block of your life, the building block of your body and your life are nutrients, our cells, and nutrients are the building block of the cells. The vitamins and minerals that make up your cells and help your cells regenerate themselves, regrow themselves, replenish themselves. But the great news is you can actually repair it. If you're nutrient deficient, if you're starved of nutrients, you can give your body exactly what it needs. Similar to George, he went through his whole life, 23 years, 2 whole decades he went through without his sight. And then on the 23rd year of his life, he had to learn how to walk. He had to learn how to eventually play catch with Tyrell so he wouldn't get hit upside the head with that ball. He went to school. He learned how to ride a bike. He did all these things which were super difficult with the handicap of being blind. Then in the 23rd year of his life, 2 decades after being born, his parents were able to save up enough money and have him go to the surgery that would remove the cataracts. They removed the cataracts. It was miraculous. Once the cataracts were removed, he was able to see again. And that changed his whole life. That is the same thing as you having the information about nutrient starvation. Once you remove this number one main thing that is holding you back from your wellness goals, once you get rid of nutrient starvation, once you destroy it, nutrient starvation, by giving your body the exact vitamins and minerals that it needs, then you will transform your life and revolutionize the way that you are living, the way you are eating, the way that you're looking at your weight loss, and the way that you're losing weight. So even if you are working out, if you're struggling, feeling like you're going through a cycle, I know for myself, I felt like I was gaining and losing the same weight for years, just like George, 2 decades of being blind before those cataracts were removed. I felt like I was gaining and losing that same weight year after year. I would gain it and it would come back. I would yo-yo up and down with my diet. My weight would fluctuate until I was able to really get to the root of the problem. And then I was able to lose 100 pounds and keep them off for years. I'm 100 pounds lighter than I was when I first started my journey. I used to be up to 296 pounds, almost 300 pounds. And now I'm down 100 pounds, and I'm not stopping there. I'm taking it on to get into the best shape of my life. And that's exactly what you can do. Once you remove this main thing that's in your way, an obstacle, a handicap that you didn't even know that you had, you can go ahead and give your body the proper nutrients. And whether or not you're working out, it will skyrocket your workouts to the next level once you start supplementing and giving yourself the proper nutrients. If you're dieting, it will make your dieting so much easier because your body will not have so many cravings. If you are choosing a certain particular lifestyle, if you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, if you're doing a keto diet, if you're calorie counting, any of those things, this will actually take you to the next level because you're giving your bodies the nutrients that it actually needs. So you're working with your body instead of working against your body. And finally, your body is able to have what it needs to do what it needs to do. And that's the main thing. The name of the game is for you to work with your body, give your body the vitamins and the nutrients that it needs, so you're not going through life handicapped. So you're not putting in all those hours in the gym and not seeing the results that you need. So you're not sacrificing all that good food, that cake, giving up that meat that you want, giving up all the things that you want without seeing the goals come to life and come into realization by actually losing the weight. So if you want to take your weight loss to the next level and you want to know how to get 100% all natural organic supplements so you can transform your weight, so you can transform your wellness, then go ahead and hit me up, drop a comment. All my contact information is below, or you can send me a message and I'll be able to give you that information on the nutrients that I give my body every single day, the supplements that I take that are all natural, organic. As a natural health advocate, these are formulated by a board certified doctor who's also a Nobel Prize nominee. So it's amazing. It's transformed my life. And if you just want to take the information, so now you know nutrient starvation is the #1 reason. Big Pharma will tell you it's this, it's that. You have all these lies, all these things that are not the root of the problem. You have to give yourself the proper nutrients. If you're not, you're working with a handicap and it's unnecessary. Just like George, remove the barrier, remove the cataracts, unblind yourself, give yourself the proper nutrients. Do it today. Drop a link, drop a comment, click on the link, and get in contact with me, and I'll be able to give you the information you need so that you can really realize your weight loss goals by giving yourself the proper nutrients. And if you just want to take the information, share it with your family and friends. It's very important that we all take command of our own wellness. We all take responsibility and take charge of our own health, our own weight loss. It's in our hands, and it's so important for us to educate ourselves and educate each other. Until next time, I'm going to actually do another video where I give you a little bit more background information on nutrient starvation, how it came to be and all that. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. That will be part 2. This is part 1, just to break down what nutrient starvation is. Thank you so much for giving me your time and listening in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And until we see each other again, stay healthy and stay positive.